In February of 1957, Philadelphia was a typical, bustling mid-century American city. But just on the edge of town, the rural woods of Fox Chase were quiet, very cold, and mostly empty. That quiet was broken when a college student, out checking his muskrat traps in the underbrush, stumbled across a discarded cardboard box. It was originally from a JCPenney store, the type used to package baby bassinets. Inside that cardboard box was the naked, bruised body of a young boy, wrapped tightly in a cheap flannel blanket. Based on his size, investigators estimated he was between 3 and 6 years old. When the medical examiner examined the child, a strange set of contradictions emerged. The boy was severely malnourished, weighing only 30 pounds, yet his skin, right down to his fingers and toes, was perfectly, surgically clean. Then there was his hair. It had been crudely and messily hacked off, cut extremely close to the bare scalp. Because his body was completely dry, clumps of that cut hair still clung to his skin. The physical state of the body suggested a very specific, disturbing reality. Starvation doesn't align with surgical cleanliness, and that frantic haircut pointed to someone who was actively trying to hide his identity. It was clear this was a highly deliberate cover-up. The Philadelphia police were desperate to figure out who this child was. They launched a regional dragnet of massive scale, printing 400,000 flyers with the boy's face and plastering them across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Detectives went to extremes to spark public recognition. They even dressed the boy's body in clean clothes and posed him in a chair to take a lifelike photograph for the morning papers. They physically walked into every orphanage, foster home, and hospital in America to check their records. Despite this massive national exposure, the result was absolute silence. Not a single credible missing child report matched his physical description, and absolutely no parent came forward to claim him. It was as if this child never existed. With no name and absolutely no paper trail, he became known simply as America's unknown child. The investigation initially focused on physical objects that led nowhere. A psychic directed investigators to a local foster home. Inside, police found a baby bassinet similar to the one from the JCPenney box, along with matching flannel blankets. But the foster father was cleared, and the items were ruled a coincidence. Decades passed with only dead ends, until 2002, when a wealthy, anonymous woman known only as Martha came forward. She told a horrifying story. Her abusive mother had purchased the boy from his birth parents in 1954 and kept him locked in their basement. Martha claimed the boy was killed in the bathtub, aligning with autopsy notes showing he was found surgically clean with severe water exposure. She added her mother frantically cut his hair post-mortem, matching the hacked clumps clinging to his body, a panicked cover-up. Investigators found her details highly credible. However, human testimony has strict limits. Martha had a documented history of severe mental illness, meaning her story could never be forensically verified to secure a conviction. The case remained frozen until late 2022, when investigators turned to genetic genealogy. This technology bypassed the need for reliable human memory or confessions entirely. The process required scientists to extract highly degraded DNA from the boy's decades-old remains. They painstakingly reconstructed those fragmented genetic markers into a solid profile. They took that profile and ran it through ancestral databases. By finding distant relatives and building family trees backward through time, investigators mapped out exactly where this child fit into the human record. The data revealed what human memory couldn't. The boy in the box was born on January 13, 1953, and his given name was Joseph Augustus Zarelli. Where 400,000 printed flyers and physical interviews failed in 1957, the silent precision of data analysis succeeded in 2022. After 65 years, Joseph finally had his true name carved into his headstone. The mystery of his identity was officially closed. But authorities uncovered another layer to the story. They located Joseph's biological parents, who are both deceased, and confirmed he has living half-siblings. Yet police strictly refused to release their names. The Philadelphia police maintain that this is still an active, open homicide investigation. They suspect that a living relative might be directly tied to the 1957 cover-up. Genetic science definitively solved who the victim was, but human secrecy is still actively protecting whoever killed him. If we step back from the crime scene, a deeply disturbing question remains. How did a systemic failure allow a child to suffer extreme malnutrition and physical abuse for 4 years without intervention, in the middle of a major American city? Absolutely no neighbors, relatives, or doctors questioned his absence. Nobody noticed a 4-year-old boy had simply disappeared. This tragedy reveals the systemic erasure of a vulnerable life, happening in plain sight. Modern DNA technology can restore a stolen name and correct the historical record, but it is entirely up to our society today to ensure that a vulnerable child never goes invisible again.